Welcome everyone. Marijuana Time Show for January 11th, 2018. I'm your host, Joe Klare. Welcome to the show. Make sure you check out myself and many other great writers over at marijuanatimes.org. Turn that down a little bit. marijuanatimes.org, we can take you on the journey through the latest that's going on in the cannabis industry and community and beyond. You can also find these videos over at marijuanatimes.org. Share them on your social media networks. You can search YouTube and Facebook, the Marijuana Times, to find the show. If you want an audio version of the show on the go, check out the Apple Podcasts, formerly or currently known as iTunes. I don't know. Search Marijuana Times there and get the audio version of the show for your little podcatcher or whatever it is that you use. Stories we're talking about today: New Hampshire moving forward with their marijuana legalization. Also, a new poll shows how many Americans endorse, favor, support marijuana legalization. That's a Pew Research poll. Also, owls are dying near marijuana farms. Why is that? Well, we'll tell you in mere moments. First, of course, I want to tell you the Marijuana Times show is brought to you by Cannabis.com. Organic, all natural pesticides. If you are a cannabis cultivator, whether you're in California or Colorado or Oregon or Washington or beyond, you want to use all natural organic pesticides. Nature Side products were developed and proven by pest control professionals and cultivators to provide the confidence and security that professional cultivators and regulatory bodies demand. That's very important. Not only do you have to worry about the kind of chemicals, the kind of harmful chemicals they're putting into products for your customers, you also have to worry about regulations concerning pesticides in the state that you grow in. You take care of all of those problems. Make sure they're growing clean, safe cannabis. NatureSideCannabis.com. Go check them out. Proud sponsor of the Marijuana Times show, as always. First story from marijuanatimes.org. New Hampshire House approves cannabis legalization. You may remember the last few days and last few shows we've been telling you about Vermont and their attempts to move marijuana legalization. They're moving a little bit faster than New Hampshire, but lawmakers in New England are not letting the latest announcement from Attorney General Jeff Sessions deter them from continuing work towards ending the prohibition of cannabis at the state level. The New Hampshire House of Representatives voted 207 to 139 in favor of a bill that would legalize the possession and cultivation of cannabis, less than a week after Vermont's House passed a very similar bill. The House bill in New Hampshire was originally written with the intention of full recreational legalization, including taxing and regulating the commercial sale of cannabis products, but the bill almost died before it even saw a floor vote. However, when given the opportunity to vote on whether to end the bill there or revise and reconsider came about, the House voted 183 to 162 against ending the bill. From there, the bill was amended to allow adults 21 years and older to possess up to 3/4 of an ounce of cannabis, 5 grams of hashish, and certain cannabis-infused products. The bill also allows adults 21 years and older the freedom to grow up to 3 mature and 3 immature cannabis plants at home. This version of the bill was passed by the New Hampshire House this week, according to Representative Rennie Cushing, a Democrat from Hampton. Said, quote, "I know in this legislative process we have a long ways to go, but it's an important first step forward. It shows that New Hampshire has a willingness to get in step with all the states surrounding it." It was expected the bill would go straight to the Senate for review. Instead, it was sent to the House Ways and Means Committee. If it does not see any significant changes while in committee, then it will go to the full Senate, but it may have a tougher time passing in that chamber. It'll go to the Senate, rather, not the full Senate. May have a tougher time passing in that chamber, as many previous legalization bills have ended there. So, still an uphill battle in New Hampshire. They're moving forward. Vermont's moved forward through the legislature. Now, New Hampshire is doing it, albeit with non-commercial marijuana legalization bills. But, again, as I said yesterday, it's better than nothing. It's something. There's improvement upon prohibition, and they're going to study whether or not commercial sales are a viable thing, which they should be. Another thing we talked about yesterday But moving forward. So congratulations to New Hampshire. If you live in New Hampshire, call your state senators and tell them you support marijuana legalization and that they should vote for it, or you will not be voting for them next time around. This next story comes from Pew Research .org. About 6 in 10 Americans support marijuana legalization. According to a new poll from Pew, 61% say marijuana should be legalized. A year ago, that number was 57%, and in the year 2000, that number was 31%. As you can see from the diagrams there. Of course, there are differences when it comes to generational and partisan differences in views on marijuana legalization. Millennials, for instance, favor marijuana legalization by 70%. Gen Xers are 66%, and baby boomers are 56%. However, the silent generation, a.k.a. older folks, only 35% favor legalization along party lines. Nearly 7 of 10 Democrats say marijuana use should be legal. 65% of independents agree, but only 43% of Republicans favor legalization. Of course, that's broken down in age groups and age brackets. Again, the same reflections. Democrats younger than 40 support legalization by 79%. Those 40 to 64, 70%. If you look over at Republicans, older Republicans are not fans. The Republicans 65 years and older oppose marijuana, 67% to 30% oppose the legalization. But Republicans under 40 favor legalizing marijuana use, 62% to 38%. But again, majority, 61% favor marijuana legalization. As I've said before, it shouldn't matter if 89% favor it or 12% favor it. It's a matter of people who use marijuana are not infringing the rights of anyone else. Therefore, they should not be punished. They should not be prosecuted. They should not be put in jail. They shouldn't get criminal records, etc. But when you live in a world where this has to be done in a political way, then having 61% favor legalization in the latest Pew Research poll is a good thing. Only 43% of Republicans may point to what Jeff Sessions and his recent decisions about the Cole memo are trying to get at, maybe trying to shore up the base, maybe trying to play to the base in the midterm election year. Who knows? Who knows the machinations, as they say, going on behind the scenes? But again, like I said, 30-something%, 17 years ago, now 61%. That number continues to go up. This last story comes from livescience.com. Owls dying near marijuana farms, and here's why. It's really not rocket science, as people are fond of saying when it comes to why they are dying. This story says, if asked, spotted owls would likely vote against marijuana legalization. Okay, that's kind of cheesy, but I'll admit that's not a bad way to start the story. New research reveals that several species, including the northern spotted owl, are succumbing to rat poison from thousands of, quote, unpermitted private marijuana grow sites, end quote, in the northwestern California counties of Humboldt, Mendocino, and Del Norte. Basically, illegal, unregulated marijuana grows in Northern California and elsewhere. And something we talked about a lot. We talk about with Nature's Side Cannabis. There's a lot of growers out there and cultivators who are using harmful chemicals in their grows, including rat poison, because they are trying to kill the mice and other rodents that try to destroy their crops. So the owls then eat the mice and the other rodents that are contaminated with the rat poison, and that leads to the deaths of not only the northern spotted owl, but of the 84 dead barred owls, which I'll admit I have no idea what a barred owl is, but I assume it's some sort of owl. Of the 84 dead barred owls the researchers collected, 34, or about 40%, tested positive for rat poison. Many, many reasons for you not to contaminate your grow with harmful chemicals. I know you want to keep the rodents away, you got to control the pests. Of course, all of that. That's why we talk about naturesidecannabis.com on this program, and they're a proud sponsor of the show. So if you're done killing owls, if you're done giving harmful chemicals and selling harmful chemicals to your customers, if you're worried about not passing regulations, naturesidecannabis.com, go check them out. And thanks to them, save the owls. Stop using harmful chemicals in your marijuana grows. You know, you want to kill the rats. You know, you want to kill the pests, all that other stuff. But rat poison, people, even you don't talk about the owls. The people who are ingesting this marijuana, they're going to be ingesting rat poison. I know you say, well, we'll flush it and all that other stuff, but a lot of growers and cultivators aren't good at flushing. They don't flush it well, which means there's rat poison in what you're ingesting in your body, and that is a problem. This has been the Marijuana Time Show for January 11th, 2018. I am Joe Klare. Check me out. And many other great writers over at marijuanatimes.org. Find these videos there as well. Like, share, comment, all that stuff. Continue to spread the word about the Marijuana Time Show. Last show of the week tomorrow, so make sure you don't miss that. Go check out all our past episodes on YouTube and Facebook and Apple Podcasts as well. This has been the Marijuana Time Show. See you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.